Have you ever heard the words systems, processes, or SOPs and think, yeah, I need those. I just don't know what they are or even where to start? Well, you're not alone. And in this video, I'm going to break it down like you are building them for your first time. I'm going to keep it simple, I'm going to keep it clear, and I'm going to keep it tactical so you can get after it and start building some systems in your home service business. Hey, really quick while I have you here, I'm going to share my screen towards the end of this video and show you exactly how we build out our systems and our workflows. But I wanted to take this second and talk to all of my home service businesses. If you are in the home service industry and you want to scale without being stuck in the day to day, I need you to listen up. Myself and Will Kelly, we just launched a school community called Home Service Scalers. And the first 500 members get in for only $49 a month. After that, it jumps to $99. So you can lock in your rate now, cancel anytime, no questions asked. Hear me out. All of the value that you are going to receive comes at just the price of one extra mow per month, for example. You'll get all of the systems, playbooks, and coaching that you need to grow your team, automate operations, and take back your time. Like I said, for less than the price of one extra mow a month. Do not wait. You get to get all of that. Additionally, you get direct access to myself and Will Kelly once a month on our live Q&A. Do not wait. Click the link below in the description and start scaling or start your home service business today. Let's get back to the video. So in a home service business, a system essentially is just a repeatable way to complete a task without you being the one to do it. It's not some big corporate binder collecting dust. It's a simple tool that lets someone else do the job right, even if you're not answering the phone or holding their hand or doing the task. Think of it like this. If you were hit by a bus tomorrow, God forbid, could someone else on your team still send an invoice, close a job, or onboard a new employee? If not, you don't have a system. You have a single point of failure, and that's not a business. That's a hostage situation with you getting the short end of the stick. Systems create freedom, scale, and profitability. They reduce errors, speed up training, and make your business easier to run and easier to grow. More importantly, they protect your time and your sanity. If you're constantly answering the same questions or re-explaining how to do something, that is not leadership. That's babysitting. At Troops Mowing, we believe that simplicity scales, and that applies to our systems too. You don't need a 47 tab spreadsheet or NASA level training manual. You just need clarity. Let's talk about how we build systems at my lawn care company. If you aren't familiar with me, I am the co-owner of Troops Mowing. We are a residential lawn care company north of Austin, Texas, on track to do 1.6 million in our 5th year of business. For us, we map the workflow in a tool called Whimsical. This gives us a visual of the process. Think flowchart, but cleaner. Every decision point, every next step laid out clearly. If any part of that workflow requires more instruction or explanation, we build a system to support it. Now, don't get too confused here. I'm going to show you at the end of this video what exactly this looks like. So what is in the system? We have a single Google Doc, and within that Google Doc or within a system, we have the title, we have the date created or last updated, we have a very short purpose statement. We keep that at about 1 to 2 sentences. We also have a desired outcome in 1 sentence, aka what does right look like when the system is completed. We also include the owner. Now, this is who is responsible for completing the system whenever this task is needing to be done. And then we also have a checklist of no more than 10 action items. That's it. 1 document, 1 page, 0 fluff. Now, this combo of workflow plus system allows any team member, even one with 0 experience, to execute with 90% accuracy. And that's the bar. We're not expecting perfect. We just want this system to provide effectiveness. Now, here's where it gets even better, in my opinion. Once a team member is trained on a task, they can refer back to the workflow and the system doc anytime they need a refresher. There's no more, hey, Sam, how do I? Hey, I forgot how to. Can you show me how to do it? It's going to create a system in where you are the one doing every task all the time. Even your supervisors can train using these tools without memorizing every detail or building out a 6-week training course. We can literally hand them the workflow and system and say, go train somebody on this. That's how you scale. That's how you get out of the day to day. That's how you build a business that doesn't depend on your oxygen to function. Right now, you might own a job. You don't own a business. Having systems at scale allow you to own that business. But look, most business owners know they need systems, but they think it has to be complicated. And the truth is, it doesn't. At Troops Mowing, our belief is simple. If it can't fit on one page, it's not a system. It's a novel. So start with your workflows. Identify where clarity is missing and create one-page systems in alignment with your workflows that give your team direction and ownership. Your systems are the foundation for scale. Without them, you're stuck playing firefighter. With them, you build a business that can grow, train, and operate without you even showing up. Let's hop over and I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you exactly what this looks like. When you are creating systems, it's important to know how they can be accessed by your entire team. So what we do is we have a shared Google Drive, and this is kind of what it looks like for our team. And within there, we have a systems and SOPs shared drive that we can access. We want to break down our systems into few, but not many parent folders. And inside each of those folders, we can have subfolders that we dive into even deeper. But you don't want to have more than 7, 8 parent folders. Additionally, we have this thing called a master systems document, and this is something we just pushed out like yesterday. So whenever someone goes in and creates or updates an SOP, we put the SOP title in here. We have a link to that SOP. We say who the owner of that SOP is, when it was last reviewed or created, and the review frequency of that SOP. So that way, what we can do is we can filter this out like this, data filter, create filter, and you can clear all this and say, I only want to see quarterly review frequency SOPs. And if you're looking at quarterly and you're looking at your last review date, and if this was longer than a quarter ago, you can have the person that it is assigned to go in and review these SOPs. What I mean by review is complete this task step by step in accordance and in alignment with this workflow and with these systems. And if anything needs to be tweaked, added, or removed, do so and update that system, and then update the last review date in this master systems document. This allows you, instead of having someone go through all of your systems and SOPs in your shared drive, they can just come to this master systems document and they can filter it just to see what systems they are the owner of. You can also use keywords, like you can command F it, and you could say something about like customer, like, you need to do something for customer. This shows you that there's an SOP to show you how to verify the new customer details. Now, this is what a workflow looks like for our business. Let me show you this before I jump into it. This was off of Ryan Dice. I watched one of his YouTube videos explaining these workflows, and we are copying the format in terms of shapes and what they mean for our system. So whenever you have a pill shape, this indicates that there is a start and an end. Whenever we have this rectangular square, we know that it is a task, activity, or a process within the workflow. Whenever we have a diamond, we know that this is a decision point or a gateway, AKA when we get through a system and we get to a point where it's like, did this happen? That is now going to be a decision point. And typically off of a diamond, you're going to have either yes or no, and it's going to break through different workflows, which I'll show you here in a second. Now this, I don't even know what this would call, trapezoid, who knows? This diagonal rectangle, this is data and input. This is something that you need to actually physically go in and do and manually tweak something within this process. and then obviously arrows to indicate what's coming up next. So if we take a look at this from a broad viewpoint, we know that this icon, it lets us know that there's a system that is tied to a task, and that system's URL is inside of a comment. If we see this system, we know that there could be a time delay that we can come back and review this system and tweak it if necessary. So let's dive into this a little bit further. Here's a start of the system. Now this is teaching our office, or teaching anybody that works in our office, how to onboard a new customer. So this task, or this activity that happened, there was an instant price that was accepted. How our instant pricing works right now on our website is we have packaged offerings. So whatever package is selected, they indicated that they accepted that estimate. Now I'm explaining to whoever's reading the system that this triggers an automation, and that the customer is automatically added into the CRM. Now we need to go in and we need to verify the customer details. Well, I can see that there's a system tied to this. And why is there a system tied to this? It's because verifying customer details is vague, and this might prompt the question of, well, how do I do that? And if a task, activity, or process is going to initiate the question of how do I do that, you probably should create a system and link it to that task. So since I know there's a system here, I'm going to open up the comment. There's the system title, and here is the system. As you can see, we have the name of the system. We have the date that it was created or last updated, the purpose of the system to verify new customer details. This is the desired outcome. This is what right looks like, or what we ideally want to happen after this task is completed. So for example, this says ensuring the job is approved, priced correctly, and ready for scheduling. Now our execution checklist indicates that we need to verify the customers within our service area, verify the customer has been created in the proper CRM, compare the actual size of the property against the size they selected through the instant price process, and verify service states per service. What we do is we have a service area map that helps us get all of this information. Now, as I mentioned earlier in this video, the workflow in the systems is a complementary tool to be used for training. So we would use training on the service area map. And so once somebody is trained, they can go back through here and read this system and know exactly what to do. We don't need to create a system that says, click this button, then click this button, then click this button. That's what training is for. These are resources to be used to either train or to supplement training if somebody has a question after they were trained on this system. Let's come back to our workflow. After we verify the customer details, we need to schedule services. Well, this has another system tied to it. These are the 3 packages that we offer. So if somebody wanted to schedule a sergeant package, I can click in here and I can open up the system link. Now, this is how to schedule the sergeant package. It goes through our purpose, our desired outcome, an execution checklist that has 10 or fewer steps in it, who it is assigned to, and then this link would just take them directly back to our system. Now, once that is done, we have to ask ourselves, has a card on file been received yet? If yes, this probably indicates that this was done over the phone and our office manager already got their information. If that was the case, we'll just send the booking confirmation text message and the system is done. If we have not received a card on file yet, here's a data input that we need to do. We need to add the instant price accepted tag. This is going to trigger an automation where if a customer has the instant price accepted tag, what that's going to do is as soon as a card is added to their profile and they have that tag, the instant booking confirmation tag will automatically be added, and the customer is then automatically sent the booking confirmation text message. Now, if we've added the instant price accepted tag, we can come back in 2 days and we can ask ourselves, has the card on file been received yet? If yes, we know that the automation is going to continue as I just mentioned, and that's the end of the process. If no, call customer to add card on file. Is the card on file received? Yes. It's going to go through the rest of the system. If not, call them back. And that is a very simple system, a very simple workflow with systems tied into it to show somebody how to onboard a new customer for our operations. If this helped you get clarity, please like and subscribe to this channel because I have more tactical videos dropping to help you tighten your operations, grow, and scale like a savage. Let's go.